Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live. My name is Jim Cagnina. I am the Senior Market Strategist. Joining me live, our Senior Economist, Tracy Shuchart, aka Shy Girl, for our hot commodity segment. Tracy, how are you?
I'm doing great. Crude is on the move. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, somebody lit a fuse here. What's going on? Ooh, we lost you. Or did I lose you?
Hello?
Oh, there we go. You're back.
Hello? Am I back?
Yeah, you're
Woo.
back.
All right. So we did have a rather large build, 3.5 million barrels. That said, if you look deeper underneath the surface, it really had more to do with the fact that we had a huge decrease in exports and a huge increase in imports. So the numbers weren't as bad as they looked on the outset. And so we started, after the initial move down, started moving up. And then we had the Dallas Fed survey come out, the Dallas Fed Energy Survey come out, and it was, well, it kind of spooked the oil market higher. Needless to say, we had a lot of comments saying, saying that the administration's policies might not be as clear as they may have wanted. And there was a lot of confusion in the industry, and the service companies said there are a lot of problems with tariffs as far as parts. They're worried about tariffs on steel because now we have elevated steel prices, but the steel industry isn't keeping up. That has to do with pipelines. And so it wasn't as rosy as everybody thought. Also, we had most of the survey, and they do survey actual oil companies. You have to be producing, I think, 100,000 barrels or higher to be part of this survey. So they are considered these larger companies. But most of them said they were planning to take production offline this year due to the prices and or stay where they are. We barely any of the participants said that they were planning on increasing production, and so that did scare the market a little bit higher. And so there you have it. But that report, if you go to shygirl.com, I posted the comments on there, so you can see those on X.
Hey Tracy, I'm assuming the Dallas survey is unique to the Dallas Fed. If and also, how frequent is that report?
It comes out quarterly, and it's a survey of the people in the Permian Basin, which is the largest basin, shale basin in the U.S. And so, there you go.
Got it. Well, I mean, we have, there's a move afoot for sure. Let's check out this daily chart. Now, we got to ignore these two giant red candles, but I mean, we've kind of bounced off this area of support here at 64 spot 20-ish, give or take. My rectangle going across the bottom. And this was today's candle. It was a very healthy candle. We went from a sub 50 EMA to a price above the 8 and the 21 EMA right now, and then some. We're trading at a 67.51 handle. No wick at the top of this candle really, other than a little baby one. So it's definitely moved the market. Intraday, we had some great. I mean, we just look at this chart. I mean, after the initial balance, we kind of sold off here. Then the very first 30-minute candle after I have a 60-minute. Uh-oh. I'm going to change that on the fly, everybody. You could do that with the NinjaTrader trading platform. It's very nimble, by the way. Yeah, so
It
after
is.
the after initial balance was over in the U.S., then that rally started. And here's that big candle, I think that probably corresponded with the report. And we kept on going. We broke through Jack's levels. We broke through that 1-day max. And on the upside, the next target up really is R3, which is rare when we get to that, and that's 68.01. I'm not sure we're going to get there today, but look at that volume node right up there. These last three candles produced an awful lot of volume to be competitive with all the rest of the volume in the chart. So that's the story of crude. Let's shoot over to platinum because it is back on fire.
Platinum is back on fire. And, we have talked about this market quite a bit as far as fundamentals are concerned. We've got a million ounce deficit this year. We had one last year. They projected 500,000 maybe or more for 2026. And this has lagged the gold market, right? And so because gold prices have kind of exploded, they're holding over 3,000 very well. We have seen some more retail buying in this particular market, and we're seeing huge amount of demand, particularly in Asia and particularly with China for bars, coins, and jewelry. And so this is helping propel the market higher. In addition, we're not seeing kind of the EV adoption that we had once hoped that it would be, particularly in the West, in Europe and the United States. And so more ICE vehicles on the road, more catalytic converters, more platinum use. So
Tracy, I read somewhere, the gold platinum ratio is plunging. And from a market timing point of view, some have suggested that this indicator suggests that the stock market is going to follow. Is that something that's a real ratio that people look at?
I don't know many people that look at that. And, I do have to stress that, a lot of those indicators, like if you look at the gold silver ratio, right? Everybody expects when it sort of gets over that $80 to $90 area, you're going to see this big surge in silver because silver is so much cheaper than the price of gold. But I mean, those can stay elevated for a very, 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 very long time before that move actually happens. And so and again, I don't really watch the platinum gold ratio, but if this is an indicator that some people are looking at, just realize that these kind of ratios can last a very long time before an actual market move does happen.
Got it. And that's why we don't believe everything we read, because we could ask Shai what the real answer is. I appreciate that. The chart right now is just, I mean, if we close here, if we close right here, this is the highest close we've seen in quite some time. I mean, I could pull this chart back really far back. And we've just been, this is almost parabolic, not quite, but these moving averages are just shooting straight up right now. So this is wicked strong. Right now, we're trading at a 1435.9 price right now. There's still room to grow. I mean, this is a really tremendous turnaround in the platinum complex. Let's shoot over to Dr. Copper right now, because that's also on the move.
And Dr. Copper is also on the move. Again, we talked about sort of this problem, this LME squeeze. We've been drawing inventories down. It's causing all sorts of dislocations from China to the United States. That is, helping create this upward move. We've had overall dollar weakness that also helps. We haven't really seen, I think we haven't really seen tariffs cause kind of the inflation or the global recession that we thought was going to happen somehow immediately. And so Dr. Copper is also telling you that, so far we're not headed for a recession by any means. And we had some chilling of the U.S.-China trade tensions. It's not, but nothing is done deal by any means, but that also is helping lift sentiment in this market.
I got it. Do you think that there's anything to the idea that the metals are starting to rip right now, especially a couple of weeks right before the July 9th tariff deadline?
No, I think, I think we have some still overall uncertainty going on with U.S. policy as far as tariffs are concerned, as far as this big, beautiful tax bill, and, as far as we've got elections coming up, midterm elections coming up. So there's a lot of uncertainty what's going on in the United States right now. So it's not really surprising that we're seeing flows into the metal markets. But what is interesting is that generally when you see a move in gold, you see copper follow, and then it's followed by oil. And they're all three somewhat interconnected. And that's just a traditional kind of relationship that we've seen between these three. So it'll be interesting to see if we see crude really make some sort of move probably after these two.
Okay, that makes sense totally. So, I mean, Dr. Copper right now, if we close right here, 5.20, that's going to be the highest close since, look where my crosshairs is. This is March 26, 2025. That's the highest close before today. If we close right here, I have my eye on this target wick up here. I love these target wicks. They sometimes self-fulfilling prophecy, spot
Right?
3765, right? So we'll see if we get there or not. But this is looking bullish right now. Not interested in hitting the sell button. And really quickly, let's get to one of my favorite markets of all time, the Bitcoin. What's going on with the Bitcoin?
The Bitcoin. So, we had this sort of announcement of a trade deal between the United States and Vietnam that's kind of helped lift overall market and risk sentiment. Then we also had the ETF debut of the Rex Osprey Solana Plus Staking ETF. Don't ask me what that means, but it's called SSK. It is the first crypto staking ETF in the US, and we had huge trading volumes on its first day, so kind of signaling robust appetite for crypto-related financial products. So that is helping sentiment today in the Bitcoin market. And then, of course, we've also talked a lot about the institutional flows into Bitcoin due to all of the new ETFs and all of these kind of new companies coming out that are buying Bitcoin, not just the micro strategies of the world, but other companies that are purchasing Bitcoin. So we've got a lot going on in this market for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we're breaking out through this short-term area of resistance that I have. And it's not short-term, it's a couple weeks. We broke out above that. We're going to close above it most likely. That was almost at 109. This is my target wick up here, this high, way back on May 23rd again. And that is 112,840. We'll see if we can get a 113 print. And the Bitcoin enthusiasts will be very satisfied. All right, that is today's Hot Commodity Report. Shai, thanks for being here with me.
Thank you. I'll be in the chat.
All right, all right. We have the OrderFlow Labs fellas in the house, XYZ, Nick for a tick. Good afternoon, gentlemen. How's everybody doing?
Good, good.
Awesome. Very good. Anybody in a trade?
No.
No one's in a trade. That's all right. That happens.
This is one of those. I mean, I think I've talked this before. I've matured in my trading because when I was first starting, I would have been all over trying to probably short and long this garbage up here for the basically since the initial balance period was set and just getting caught staying into the market for way too long. So I had a mixed bag to start the day, but overall not bad, just not my best day. And as we're heading into a holiday, I'll take it. XY, I'm sure you're done for the week, right?
Yeah, yesterday was huge for me, so not in a rush to do anything. Um, I think for me it's a liquidation trade or nothing today,
Yeah.
right now. This is too high, but it doesn't look like they're done moving up yet either, so
So you want to be the one that just ruins 4th of July by trying to short the all-time high live on camera.
Well, I'm price agnostic, you know. They can close it up here and we'll have a nice 4th of July and I'll just do nothing. That's cool too. Mentally I'm in vacation mode already.
I feel
Yesterday
you.
was the day for me.
So you guys bring up an interesting point. There's only 744,000 contracts traded so far in the E-mini S&P, so it's a low volume day, and it begs the question: is there a significant mass of traders that are still around that are just going to finish business out for the week and then just go on vacation, or are they already gone?
I mean, judging by the tape today, Jim, I would guess that the ones who matter are probably gone.
Yeah.
Can't imagine there's too many still sitting at the desk, and the ones that are probably trying to scrape by and hit a number to close out their week. before everyone kind of leaves for tomorrow, but who knows? I mean, we've seen crazier things happen when we have situations like this where we're kind of just lingering at a high of day, and then like XY was saying, you get that liquidation break. Who
Mhm.
knows how we kind of close here? I'm not expecting too much, but I would love to leave this range one way or the other, at least on NQ.
Yeah.
ES is trying to continue to make new highs.
Awesome.
Yeah, yes.
All right,
They
guys.
had
Well,
a
listen, good luck. I'm going to pop over in the chat and good trading, man.
Thanks, Jim.
volume profiler. My Discord is off when I'm on stream, and that's because a lot of times people like to message me jokes or I'll see something
Yep.
funny and I can't, I gotta I gotta stay locked in on stream.
Yeah, I've gotten hit myself in the butt with that one before, where someone just sends me a GIF or just something stupid, and I just start cracking up for no reason.
Yeah, so
I mean, but that's what friends are for, right? They know you're on camera, they know you're doing this, they're watching in the chat, they're just kind of sitting there waiting for the right moment, and then they send you something knowing you're going to look at it,
yeah.
and they get you.
Um yeah, it's off right now. We have those kinds of friends.
Yes, we do.
You're gonna try to remake my 5 minute chart on NinjaTrader? 5 minute chart should be pretty simple, right? I don't think it should be anything kind of crazy.
I want to manifest a liquidation break.
Yeah, it's tricky. Anyone who's still trading too, I mean, you gotta understand that if you end the day pretty badly, you're gonna have to sit on that for 4 days. Because today's, I guess you can say it's the last day, right, for the week, and you're gonna have to sit with that for quite a while, and it could bleed into your Monday. So
So did you trade it all this morning?
no, actually, not a single trade. No. By the time I got to desk, we were already bumping our head in this range. Um, so I was like, yeah, no, there won't be any.
Yeah, that's kind of the worst when you get to the desk, you've seen we've already made the entire move, and I guess if you're in a good situation like you, where you're just like, I can sit out and be happy about it.
Yeah, a lot of the really strong trend days up are like that. By the time I get on, they're already bumping their head against like resistance, and then they're gonna work their way to the next and the next, and it's really grindy.
Yep.
Um, luckily, I literally just you close your eyes and you buy. That's all you
I
gotta
mean,
do.
that was the winner today.
Close eyes and buy. Yeah, better than sell. That's for
Uppercut
sure.
and a couple others, and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, you did. You got some in today?
I traded a little bit in the morning, flipped a couple accounts, and then tried to short around the week open and then around 800, and decided, two stop outs was good enough. I'm not gonna make this day worse.
Yeah, the week open, I'm surprised it
We
didn't
kind of just
even
blew through it.
budge. Yeah, usually you're getting a reaction of some sort. At least like the pullback would be from there. They just kind of grinded it through. I'm like, dang.
That pause action was like kind of in the 720s. We were kind of consolidating there for a little bit off the open, and then we just kind of burst through 750 and didn't quite look back. And then you had um, that candle kind of post I guess the Vietnam trade news that looked like we were going to rotate back into value on the day. And then that was like immediately bought up at the overnight high. And that was when I was like, I'm calling it right there. Doesn't look like it's going to be a two-way day.
Yeah, you don't want to end today is important because you don't want to go into the week end. We'll say starting tomorrow, with a bad trading day, and then your 4th of July is ruined, all that stuff.
Hmm.
But hopefully we get I mean, I'd like to see some kind of poke outside prior to high and then actually form a build and then leave that volume node behind and then we'll talk. But otherwise, yeah, I've been getting a lot of DMs all day about like, oh, dead body setup. It's not here. It literally does not exist today. There has to be an outward extension that actually builds some sort of volume first. Otherwise, nobody's at risk, right? Yeah, you can say this volume is, but until there is a failed attempt outside the range, it's just going to keep going. That's how I see it. I don't like to assume that this is where the market falls just because this or that. I want to see uh the buyers have to stop getting rewarded first, and the market has not given any indication that that's the case. So even if they come up right here, they poke prior day high, and you form another node up there, right? And you're trading it, still nothing until they trade under it and show an inability to trade back into it. It means nothing. They could just keep building that out, grind higher, spike this by end of day. We've seen that movie so many times. Yeah, still. Yeah, you guys want to see where the real dead bodies are? Down here. The greatest, this rebid that I got yesterday was
Hmm.
easily my best trade of at least the last 2 months. Um, just how clean it was, the access into it, and the P&L. This was money. I'll put out a video when I make it. But this is also another batch of failed selling. So you've got 3 attempts on the downside, and well, look, like the dead body setup, you pay the price, except this time you go up, and this is what it looks like. So now the overlapping volume, right? They're building into it again. There's a chance they peak out of this range and they fail this once again. We go back down, or they'll just spike this thing. But right now, it's to me, it's not done. Yeah, it's not worth putting the risk on right now. So yeah, those dead bodies are at that swing low that they've attempted 3 times.
Y'all want to see a dead body?
Yeah, that's down
But
there
I don't think we're gonna get it.
right now. Yeah.
I mean, even a rotation right now down towards like 64s on ES. I would love to see something. Just don't continue to
Yes,
just
it's just been
slowly pick us
grinding
up
up.
again and again. And it's like just not the most compelling entertainment for all of y'all tuning in this afternoon.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think if NQ goes down to what? The 810s to the
Yeah.
800s, I think they're just gonna bid it again.
Wouldn't be shocked. Did we
What was the
even
indicator? It looks like a MACD. That's the tape reader. It's in OFL's free suite of tools. Just go to orderflowlabs.com and select the freemium option. It's called tape reader. It's literally just an aggregate of the time and sales. It's a histogram, essentially. So you're seeing right now, like the tape is majority, time and sales would be majority sell side as they try to work lower. Yep. Is my Discord? I don't have a Discord. But I'm in the OFL Discord. Anyone who has OFL is in the Discord. You get access to it. Um, I would love to hear about the trade you described, especially the volume chart you looked at. What trade? I haven't taken any trades today, guys. Paul says we're doing great as we do nothing.
we're doing
We
absolutely nothing.
appreciate it, Paul. Sorry, I spammed the question. Do you guys use level 2 data? Absolutely. Absolutely use level 2 if you trade order
Yes.
flow. The best of the
Yeah,
last oh.
you're doing good.
The best okay, that the swing low sweep and rebid. Yeah, it was really simple. I'll put out a video. I'm working on it. Still takes me forever to make anything at all, but it's been a minute since I've released one, so
Being a
I'll do
streamer boy, isn't it?
it. It's hard, man. It's hard. Can you make a YouTube video with commentary of Dom tapers? Yeah, I think I mean in all my videos, I'm entering on the tapers that I find in the Dom, so you'll see it in the next video too. It's always the same. My entries are always the same. Trying to get into order flow. What do you look at? Trade currently I have Dom. Dom volume profile and time and sales
I mean,
is kind
that's
of all you need.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then just time on the charts.
hmm Yeah. You just kind of you do we joke about it. We say like we're vibes traders and we do the vibes, but you do develop an intuitive aspect with order flow, but it comes with screen time, just like any other pattern recognition, similar to like candlesticks, bar patterns. Yeah. Oh, Leo, look, we've got the proof. Leo says it himself.
You just
He's
admit it.
the streamer boy.
Streamer boy, we need you.
How often do I reset the bid and ask for taper? Um, if there's enough of a buildup somewhere, kind of like a little node on the DOM, and price moves away from it a little bit, I tend to reset it because now I want brand new information to come in. Usually I'm looking for a taper into where they put in volume. So if there's a lot of transactions, bid and ask, and price leaves it for a moment, I want brand new prints coming back to see if they're tapering on the way back. Uh, that's a little thing I do. Firmament. We're working on that. We're working on that, but yeah. Maybe soon we'll have them up. We just need to do a little bit more of refining. Refining, yeah.
They're just gonna keep bidding this.
Yeah, Diego, it's gonna take time. You gotta give yourself time. Also, if you guys are newer to OrderFlow Labs, the tools do help a lot because they're not lagging indicators like most because they're painting real-time order flow, right? So if the parameters are met, they're there. Whether or not it's going to work is a whole other story. But the visual you're looking for will be there in real time because it's order flow based. Over time, with the studies, for me at least, it helped to really expedite my understanding of what's like trash order flow, what's actionable, what's this and this, because essentially you develop the intuitive part of kind of knowing, oh, this indicator is about to print right now, which means you're also learning how to see it on the DOM or the footprint or, general order flow activity. So it could help speed up the process too. Your call. RTY swept the highs.
Yeah,
there's
RTY has like
the-
been weirdly leading the last 2+ sessions, I think.
So ES and NQ are liars, and RTY is the truth teller?
I guess so. Rotation out of tech and into whatever is in that basket these days.
Well, I think the move out of here is going to be it's going to be a very key decision because this volume, this node it's
Yeah.
important. This price area is cool. So upside is a good rebid spot for high time frame, downside, vice versa. It will be the third attempt too. If you look at the volume build, taper upside, and then now they're working on it again. This is the third. And then they've got 3 attempts down here, so maybe they'll just lock us into this range forever. We'll see. Wouldn't be the worst thing if you can just bid the lows and offer the highs. Yeah, as of right now, we're seeing a 10-point range.
I know.
So I think it's because we don't have enough likes, I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, if we didn't have enough likes today, I don't blame the chat. Really just
turn in about a minute. So painful day.
yeah.
Yeah. If you weren't long earlier in the day, yeah, it's pretty difficult. It was a strong move. I mean, every single pullback had a pretty good amount of trap selling all the way through to the overnight high. So that was a
Baited
good
me.
indication. Parabolic.
Yeah, this is why I just sit out some of these days when it starts moving like that. I just get baited into shorts, I feel like.
Yeah, and even if you're like in profit on a trade, you're really just grinding.
Yeah, you
You're
gotta sit in all
grinding
day.
your teeth for like 10, 15 points. Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah. Like ES is up roughly 20 points on the session.
Is it?
20,
Yeah.
2150.
Yeah.
Still just hugging this at the overnight high.
Can't believe they've done this. Yeah, Diego. I mean, yeah, for a scalper, you can really just keep bidding the lows of this node until it stops working. And then by then you'd have made plenty of money.
You guys going to trade NFP tomorrow? No, I don't have no intention of turning on charts tomorrow. Personal,
Yeah,
that's personal. I know it's like like an actual true half day, but I won't
yeah.
be I won't be at screens tomorrow.
If it's not a normal, regular full session, my charts do not come on. I'm probably not even awake. So that's my thing. I hate Globex already. I'm not gonna do early morning Globex. Yeah, I thought Friday was a full close too. Apparently it's an early close. So
Yeah,
the market
Friday's
is open Friday.
futures close at 1 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, I just found out yesterday that tomorrow was an early close too. I didn't even know. That's how in tune I am with the markets, guys. That's how macro focused I am. I have no idea. Solo
Yes.
trader thinks you're a liar.
So I no, like, and I actually will not be at my desk. My wife is actually having sinus surgery tomorrow, so I will be dealing with that. So I have no intention of
No,
getting anywhere near
read into
charts.
it, guys. He says he won't be at desk. He
I won't be
won't
at
be
my
at desk
desk.
physically, but he'll be
You want
trading
me
from the
to do
hospital
degen some
live.
options on my phone from the hospital on a half
I'm a
day?
good boy.
Yeah, exactly. I am a good boy, so there will be none of that.
Yeah, we're sending Leo right now to confirm. So he should be there by tomorrow. We'll get our answer. I'm gonna be sleeping tomorrow, ex my press. All right, Stowe. You know what? For you, I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna be up. You will see me in the chat. Stowe is slinging minis now. It's heating up.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're gonna
hey.
slam this to 75,
Big
76.
breakout right here. This is the biggest breakout we've seen since we got on.
Yep, they're trying.
There's so much positive delta up there. Oh, ES has done it. Talk us through what stuff you're looking at before getting into a trade. I mean, there's a million things in different million different scenarios. Right now, I made the decision that I will not long this market. And the only way I'll get short is if I see them attempt higher and fail. To me, that looks like uh really clean taper or volume build that indicates, yeah, they tried to buy through it. And for the first time today, they have failed to buy through it. So if those parameters are not met, it's a no-go. What time frame? This is a 1 minute chart that you're looking at. Nick's on a different, he's on volume based, 500?
Yeah, this is a 1500 volume ES chart.
15. Oh, yes. Yeah.
It's funny. This is where I short yesterday on NQ. Full round trip.
You shorted here yesterday, so you shorted literally the high a day?
Yeah, like 841, I think was my entry.
Wow.
And I covered it in like 780s, and then we waterfalled another 200 points.
Yeah, you got the early bird short.
Uh-huh. And here we go. Breaking higher. New high of the day on NQ.
Finally. Stowe, you're long, aren't you? Bet you he's long.
Probably.
Trader
Yeah,
oh 08 asks,
as soon as we mentioned liquidation break, I'm sure Stowe was building into a long.
that's his indication. Like, I'm not long until they mentioned that they want liquidation. It's time to scale in. Trader oh 08 asks, why volume versus tick or minute? Yeah, I think you guys, I'm the only one who uses time-based charts. The other three, Stowe, Leo, and Nick, they all use volume-based.
Yeah, no true reason for me. I mean, I use minute charts as well, for some other things, but as far as how the guys smarter in the room than me behind the scenes at OFL have built these studies, I base it off what they do and what they said.
Nick,
What?
you said the guy is smarter than you?
Yeah,
Stowe literally just messaged me a picture of his order fills. This guy has bought every single price that the market has advertised. I'm looking at order fills right now. In this entire node, there's not a single price he didn't buy at.
of course he did. This guy.
You just see fills, the lines, the spider lines, you just see it all the way, every single price. Buy. Buy.
Of course he did.
Well, if anyone that has doubts, if anyone has doubts if Stowe makes money,
Oh, he does.
you'd see what I just saw. Stowe, what the hell, man? That's that's wild.
I would say he's fading his friend. But there's the free bird.
Yeah, that's for Stowe.
And XY claims to have Discord closed. I guess that's not true, sir.
Well, it popped up on my phone right now.
So there you go. You can send him all the DMs. He'll still actively look at them on his phone.
Leo wants the pig. Still send him the pig. Pradif. Nick uses 15 on ES. 1500. I don't know how to use it on NQ though.
NQ 500 to 750 usually. Right, currently
Hey, what's up, Aaron?
current
Go
charts
Birds,
500.
baby. Yeah, it's funny. I've been living in SoCal my entire life. And for a large majority of it, the birds have sucked tremendously. And I have never seen, I only know one person, one of my friends, who is an actual birds fan outside of myself. Not a single piece of birds gear, none of that until they beat Tom Brady for that 1 year. Then you start to see a little more. And then, now that they got Saquon Barkley and they're doing all this work, all of a sudden, this ain't Rams City no more. This is Birds City. And I'm just like, wow. LA, it really is like the bandwagon capital.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I've been an Eagles fan since I don't even remember. Maybe I was like 6. And it's only because I played NFL Blitz with my cousins and I didn't know anything about what team is what. And I'm like, I want to choose the coolest colors. And I really like the Kelly green. So I chose Eagles. And then, you start watching football at some point, and all I know was like, hey, I like this team. They have the nice green, and I play them in NFL Blitz. That's how it all started. So I was there when they were terrible. I was there when Tom Brady destroyed them in what, '04? I vividly remember I was a little kid. I was at the Excalibur in Vegas watching them get absolutely whomped. Um, and then that what, 2016, 17, whatever that Super Bowl was when we had Nick Foles close it out.
Mm-hmm.
Huge moment for Birds fans, man. Huge. I never thought I'd see a Birds championship in my lifetime. That's how bad it was. Yeah, McNabb and them, they got destroyed by the Pats by Tom Brady. I remember like our best receiver at the time was like James Thrasher. James Thrasher, we had Westbrook at running back. Tough times, but here we are now, and everyone's a bandwagon Eagles fan. Spent 118 in fees on micros today to make scalping with micros gets expensive fast. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it can. And now NQ just breaking everybody's hearts and falling back into the same range.
I would be tempted, but not while seeing ES still just up there.
I know. That's kind of, I'm just like eyeballing this, like, okay, are we going to break this? No, it's not.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, ES isn't done with this, so ES is
How long
building
is
some
you
good
guys think you
volume.
might take a trade? When one presents itself, and because I'm not good at buying highs and selling higher
How
personally.
long do I think? 4 days. I'll take a trade in 4 days. Sorry, 5 days. On the fifth day, I'll take a trade. Yeah, I don't want to long this, and I definitely don't want to short this right now because ES is still it's still building volume as it's going higher. So I think NQ is the liar here.
Let me see you collect 3 ticks in ES, Nick. I mean,
You
that's
might
how, if I short this right now, that's probably all I might get.
you might need the
Feeling
algo to get three
comfortable.
ticks right
I
now.
know.
Sounds so prophetic. Yeah, on the fifth day I shall trade. Yeah, that's because Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I will not be firing off a trade. So yes.
I mean, maybe along if ES wants to peek inside towards like 66, back towards point of control. But I'm not optimistic anything's going to happen.
The algo is going to produce a nice 10-point NQ move, I think. You can do a sports bet. Over under 10 for the algo. Over under 20. Last 2 days was up around 1.5, down 800 because impatient. Yeah, you really gotta. It's really hard to stay pragmatic with the market, right? If we were perfectly pragmatic, you would know, hey, the market's either doing something I like to see or it's not, black and white. But it's what it is. For me, like, yeah, that if I was just looking at NQ only, the short would have been very enticing because it's a failed poke. They didn't really build much volume. Like they just came outside finally and found that no one's willing. So to me, that would be like, all right, well, if no one's willing to push higher out of this range, logically, we're just going to go back in it. But ES is certainly building volume. So NQ could just find a bid somewhere and that's it. Where did I learn how to trade? It's probably mostly like YouTube University, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody else, right? YouTube University. A lot of it was, or a lot of refining my order flow trading was with OFL though. When I got into OFL in the very beginning, I'm like a day one member, I think, or something like that. I did not understand it much. I would see things like a footprint, a volume profile. They have like a recon tape, which is kind of like bookmap, and I'm just like, I don't even, what is this? It's like hieroglyphics to me. And someone will pull out a volume profile chart and show all these profiles next to each other. I'm like, dude, these are literally hieroglyphics. I don't even understand what I'm looking at. Footprint, what? Like, I just knew candles, right? And squiggly lines and candles. So it took some time. And then you see a TPO, you're like, okay, letter blocks and all this. Like, no. So it takes time. Yeah, OG.
We really need somebody to step in on the order book and just slap a couple hundred on something, just at market, see what happens. We are not
Could be
moving.
you. It could be you, Nick.
It could be. I don't have the
Be
margin.
be the change you want to see in the world. It's time. Give yourself a year to master. Uh, maybe like 3. Um, 4 contracts short. Why did I sell so soon? I mean, you think it's soon now, but who knows? What if they find a bid here? Eh. You gotta follow the plan, man. If your plan was for lower, should have held it.
What's your main strategy for the close? Not get chopped up and blown out to start my holiday weekend personally. If something presents itself, I'll take it, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
you don't want to.
Longing the all-time high and also shorting the all-time high current with the speed of this current tape does not spell a lot of profit for me.
I'll tell you guys this. The market's not moving because it's waiting for one thing, and it's not news. It's
It's
waiting
waiting
for
for
Nick
me
to put
to
a
enter a
stop.
trade and put a stop in.
But
That is what it is really waiting
you
for.
know those examples you see on YouTube where people mark liquidity and they say it's like a magnet? The real one is right in front of you. Well, this 15-minute candle on an NQ that just closed is very unfriendly. Tremendously unfriendly.
Sacrifice myself. I
How many
mean,
how many months or years of getting wrecked before you guys became profitable?
I don't, I mean, I made a lot of stupid mistakes in the beginning, but I had a very because I've been trading previously, like I had basic understanding of how the market kind of worked and what are stupid trades. Didn't mean I wasn't going to be an idiot and still trade like that sometimes, but my first year was definitely red, but it was a lot of ups and downs. It probably took me a good 2 years before I really found my groove. And then even now, like doing this full time, the first year was not exactly pretty because suddenly there's not a paycheck to deal with some of those drawdown periods to back you up. So it still takes time and it's still an evolving process, but it definitely took me 2 years to feel like I could safely do this without, in theory, putting the rest of my life at risk.
That's an extreme way to put it, but it's kind of the funny part is it's accurate, putting your
Yeah.
life at risk.
It was like you're not making, you're not risking more than you can afford to, I guess, is like when
Yeah,
I
there's
got to
just so
that
many
point where it's
unknowns.
like, the drawdown periods, I don't feel like I'm in a I'm in a bad place, I guess. They're just part of the process.
I just saw Firmament's comment.
Let's see it.
See, we went to Hogwarts. We've got to cover a story. All right, let's go down this chat. Off topic from trading because markets aren't doing too much. How long to wait? The date just 41 depends on the color. If you want a blue one, you're gonna have to wait. If you want a green one, you're gonna have to really wait. If you want any other color, it's a lot more doable. One of my buddies, he actually just lucked into a 36 2 weeks ago. He just walked in San Diego. He's like, "This is for sale." They're like, "Actually, it is." And then he just bought it. Yeah, but still, greens and blues, especially greens, it's tough. Um, Let's see, which site better to learn order flow? Some people get this. Some people teach order flow in candlestick. All right, Ashwin, I'm gonna give you a hot take. Many people may disagree with me, but anyone who's telling you that they are teaching you order flow and tape reading with candlesticks, don't give them your money. Um, let's see. Is Nick liquidity or a magnet? Both can be true.
Both.
You focus on plan. Yes, focus on plan, execute with discipline, profits will follow. Yeah, guys, you manage your downside, the upside takes care of itself. Promise. Do you follow footprint? Yes, I use a footprint. I use a footprint the way I use DOM. Everything's the same. Fractal. Who's putting in the effort and are they getting anything for it? And in every way I view the markets, I'm looking at that, even on a high time frame, to plot my zones. Where's the effort and what happened to it? Um, let's see. Putting my life at risk. Yeah, that was actually funny because it's kind of true. It's dramatic, but it's very true.
Wait, okay. So think of it this way. Like I I got laid off. I started trading to kind of support myself and keep myself busy in between interviews. And when you do that, there's still obviously some drawdown periods, and then eventually things kind of turn, and then you're trading your own money, and you start thinking you can swing a little bigger, take some bigger risks, let trades play out a little more instead of kind of scalping and being a little more strategic, a little more risk averse. and that can punch you in the face real quick. So once you kind of balance that mental side with the financial side, it usually you don't feel like you're going to risk your life.
Yeah, it's such a perfect, it's dramatic, but it's a perfect way to put it. It's just like,
And when
am
I
I
say
gonna
life, I
die?
mean lifestyle. Like I'm talking like you're not worried about making mortgage payments and things.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it, honestly. Hey, this is huge. All right, Diego Trades. I didn't remember your handle, but me and Stowe have been wondering on and off what has happened to you. So he says, I'm the guy, Stowe, if you're here, this is huge. I'm the guy who asked X, Y, and So about going full time with trading after getting laid off. I didn't do it, and I'm glad I listened to you guys. Yeah, so I don't know if you're here, but this is huge. We've been wondering. Oh yeah, we've been wondering what happened to you, and we were hoping that you were doing okay. And we're glad that you've seen it through to the answer to that question and have survived to tell the tale, as Nick would say. You
Mhm.
could have actually died. So you made it. It's not a knock on you personally, right? It could never be a knock on anybody. The game is that hard, and the worst part is it's kind of like you can give someone a basketball and you teach them everything how to play, right? Every position, you teach them how to do the X's and O's, and they know it all. But to put it into practice is a whole other thing, and it's going to take time, and you can't speed run that. So it's the
And
same thing with your trading. You
I,
gotta
I
just do it.
I should also say this too, even though just because we're on this front. I think So's probably feels the same way that I do, but it was never my choice to want to do this. I was still always kind of looking and actively knowing and thinking I'm going to go back to the 9 to 5 world. It just kind of snowballed and manifested itself that it replaced that income and things like that. But it was never my intention to be like, oh, I got laid off. I kind of know what I'm doing with trading and I'm going to go full time. That's not how this happened. If I could go back, I still would do it the same way, where I was still actively trying to find the right opportunity again.
Yeah, it's a scary thing, man.
It is.
And it's it's funny. I think this is I've just crossed 4 years about 3 months ago, and every year from 1 to year 3, you after year 1, you're like, oh, I thought I knew. Now I really know. Then after year 2, you're like, oh, I thought I knew. Now I really know. Every year, it's like, oh, I thought I knew, but now I really know. So it's like it's never ending. You think you know everything, or you think you know enough, and then you realize, wow, I've learned a lot in a year. And then the next year, you're gonna be like, oh, wow, I've learned a lot. Um, Translation, ICT is not order flow. Yeah, in a convoluted way of saying it. Absolutely, yes. And it's fine. Look, I think it became a buzzword. Tape, the word tape and order flow, it just became a buzzword, and everyone wants to use it because it makes you sound official. You could trade ICT and candles without having to say that. You could just say price action. You can say ICT. You don't have to say order flow to be legitimate, right? It's if it works, it works. If it makes you money, don't let anyone tell you anything. Um, Different kind of dead body setup, yeah. Getting really frustrated. So, okay, you started using Footprint recently, but getting really frustrated looking at all the candles. Um, are you saying like the order flow that the footprint is conveying within the candle? Like say you have a 5 minute footprint, it's a 5 minute candle. Um, yeah, you can circle back on that. Um, hey, it's Stowe. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
question
we
is,
we
did
did it,
Stowe
Stowe.
step right back in on the bid at 820?
One soul saved is all we need. Is all you could ever need. Um,
Stowe.
would you go back to the 9 to 5? That's a question for Nick.
Um, I mean, in the right situation where I could feel like it's a good opportunity for my career and things, then yeah, absolutely. But keep in mind, I've casually always I've always been open to conversations, and nothing has manifested itself in 2 years. So the whole my whole background and coming from working in Mag 7 for a number of years, like that landscape has changed and they've done a lot of downsizing and moving in things like AI to replace a lot of jobs and make engineering a little easier. So that whole world has shifted since I became a full-time trader as it is.
The high salary was like a double-edged sword, right? That's
It
kind of
is.
what caused the downsizing because everyone's getting paid and everyone's like, I need to get into tech. You get paid so much, but that high pay ended up leading to a dead
Yep.
body setup.
And it came down to like the amount of hours and how much time and, I would say stress in with a, high salary comp, stock options, all that fun stuff that comes with those big tech jobs. And then when you kind of get in the mindset of like XY and I sometimes do, which is like I worked maybe 30 minutes today and I made double what I used to make a full day there. So it's like, what am I doing? And I did that in less than an hour. So maybe there's something to what I'm doing here
The
if you can do it
game,
smart.
yeah, the game really can desensitize you to monetary values pretty quickly.
100%.
So yeah, you always want to stay very objective about that kind of stuff. When will you convert Kane to order flow? I mean, we're trying. We've been working on it. I don't know what his problem is. I don't know.
He was talking about his future OrderFlow course, I think this morning.
Yeah, maybe he's working on the course.
Yeah, I think Stowe tried to pump it too. I don't know if you haven't seen it. I think
Oh,
Stowe
go on. Yeah,
posted the link
Kane's
to
course got
Kane's
leaked. Guys, can you
his
believe it?
leaked
Stowe
training.
Stowe turned his back on Kane and leaked the course.
Yep,
It's on Stowe's Twitter.
Stowe posted it. Please
Get
go
it
check it
before
out.
Kane sends him a cease and desist and all that stuff. Yeah, okay, that's the thing, right? Everyone likes to like crap on W-2s and stuff, but at least it's a guaranteed payout, right? You're getting paid. So,
Biblical, you're 100% right. And that's where I kind of was talking earlier about that's where the financial and mental side need to kind of coincide because you need to know when to walk away after some of those good days. You need to have good discipline. The whole mental side is the only way you can do this to replace like a 9 to 5. Otherwise, yeah, you get in that trap where you made it in the session, but it's not real because it's not actually hitting your bank. And then you still have to be consistent enough to not then just put it back into the market later because you took some bad trades. So it's a
yeah,
process.
W-2. North says W-2 P&L curve is fire. It is, man. The W-2 P&L is unbeatable.
It's guaranteed. And I think a lot of those people that were banking on that guaranteed money during COVID and watching Netflix and not really doing other things got some rude awakenings. At least in my old world, they did.
Yeah, and drawdowns are very real in trading too. Drawdown periods, regime
Yes.
changes.
And
Edge also erodes over time.
those drawdown periods when this is your only income, they sting a heck of a lot more than they do when you have the 9 to 5.
That's when you start to feel like, am I gonna die? Am I gonna die?
Okay. We need to also go back because it's never that mindset, at least not how I was phrasing it or trying to make it come across. It really came down to like your lifestyle suddenly changes because now you're counting pennies, you're worried about your rent being paid, your car, whatever, because you're taking drawdowns when you have no other income. That is what I meant by that.
Nick's going to his wife saying, if my stuff gets hit, we're going to die. We're all going to die.
It's more like if I don't have a green day over the next 30 days, we probably need to talk about downsizing or something. That's what I meant.
We joke about it, but Stowe is for real about it. He said it's either gonna work or he's by the river. How many trades do I take on average?
It depends.
Yeah, that's really hard, man. Some days I'm like firing at the hip. Um,
Yep.
some days one, some days two, three, four, but some days like eight. Um, yeah, that's a hard thing to really quantify. Hit rate, I would say probably in the 60s. In the 60s. Low 60s, I would guess. I haven't really looked at it, to be honest. I don't really spend too much time on journaling anymore. I would say low 60s, like just off the top of my head, guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of, or you probably have seen me do it too. I'm definitely a one and done trader. If I hit a good trade and it's a decent amount of points, like I'm probably just gonna call it a session.
Yeah.
I think part of the reason my win percentage can be between like it can be around 70% is because I do that. Because I take a decent setup, it works out, and then I don't put more money at risk. And I've been successful doing that the last couple of years. So it's better for me. Like I think it helps my mental too to kind of know that okay, I don't need to sit and stare at charts the rest of the day. I may eyeball it, I may watch things to see if anything comes up later, but then I also go work out. I spend time with my kid, and like it's just a better way for me to do this full time.
So it's much easier to show a W-2 to a bank when applying for a loan as opposed to prop funding certificates.
So I got to buy a car soon, and I have that same thought in the back of my mind. I swear, it's like, so what do I show them again?
No, no, no. I just need to flip 2 more days. Don't worry. I just need to flip 2 days and I'm getting the payout.
What do you mean that's monopoly money?
It's not in the bank yet. I need 3 flip days. You wouldn't understand. But
It's
yeah,
really true.
I I agree with
I
Nick. It's
if I was buying
better.
a house and this was my like, income, I would probably be a little more worried, but thankfully I don't have to do that. I'm locked into a 2020 mortgage probably forever.
Fewer is better. It is. I would think everyone shares the same outcome as if you know how you have a journal into your log how many trades you've taken. Your red days have tons of trades and your really good green days have very little. And I think that's probably uniform for everybody. The more trades I'm taking, the more things are not working out my way. And that's the general gauge. Yeah.
Try for
Yeah.
trades. I'm a 7-figure fucking trader.
Yeah, imagine like there's some people that walk around the street like, do you know who you're talking to right now?
I have 100
10
million
figure
under assets under
AUM.
management and sim money.
26 days in a row green. That's
That's tough
huge.
to do.
Yeah. The Mangan Bale. That's new. Yeah, ES is finally doing the thing here
Wondering if it's
slowly. I
gonna.
mean, I do hate that it's M period, so there's not much time left. But ES is doing the thing.
NQ still just hugging point of control.
Yeah. What's the most valuable thing that trading has given you? Obviously, the top two would be like the time, the freedom of to do whatever you want, and to choose not to work in terms of, hey, I don't want to trade today, so I'm not going to, or I'm not going to trade for the rest of the week, so I'm not going to. But I think it does rival the opportunity to be able to give back in a way of, helping people try to also navigate a really messed up game. I'm probably happier about having my own free time though.
Yeah.
And then
I was
after
gonna say,
that, yeah, being able
the
to,
autonomy is the answer for me.
yeah,
100%.
the free time I think is the root of everything. You can't reach or you can't really extend yourself to help people in the game if you don't have the time. So yeah. OrderFlow Labs has been the best OrderFlow course. Well, it's not a course. Um, it is a suite of tools that comes with a community. It's not a course.
Which also includes a ton of good
Oh,
EDU content to help
yeah.
learn how to use and execute with some of the tools.
Hmm.
So not a course, but education and a method behind the madness of what was built so you can actually learn.
Ah, freaking Stowe, man.
What did Stowe say now?
But you only work Tuesdays and Thursday 10 to 2.
See, your trading friends don't need to send you messages on Discord and text behind the scenes. They can just go right into the YouTube
Yeah, it's
chat
like this guy's not
and still
reading
make
our
you laugh.
messages. Let's just put it in his face. Yeah, Job's got the right idea. Just some days it's just not there, you know. Some days you're gonna get so many opportunities. Some days there's nothing. Yeah. No one came into this game wanting to be a slave to the chart, right? It's usually the opposite. So that should be realized at some point. I'll have the car loan money as soon as I send this company a webcam video of me at my computer. Yeah, the things a trader has to go through, right? Just random hoops that if you tell anybody else, they're like, "What? What? You sure you're not being scammed?" No, trust me, everyone's had to do it. We've all had to do it.
Right, you just put on a cowboy hat. That's it.
The freedom to deal your own deck. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I know nothing has really happened and we haven't done anything. Well, because to be fair, the market hasn't. But if you guys can give us some likes so that Jim doesn't get mad at us later, it would be very well appreciated.
You're so polite.
You have to ask nicely, man.
I mean, I think we've done every route of asking for it. We do it nicely. We go full streamer mode, do it
Yeah,
that
we
way.
gotta we gotta do forward testing to start collecting the data and seeing what works the best. We'll go on with it.
I mean, we were making the jokes before we even came on the air. What are we going to do? What are we going to talk about? But this has not only exceeded my expectations of the level of chop and tightness of the range. I'm actually kind of shocked.
I'm disgusted. I'm sick. Sav says there's an increased like quota for the holiday. They keep doing this to us. 500 likes and I buy 0 DT puts.
Well, don't do that.
Maybe. For the likes? Maybe. I've got about what, 10 minutes to realize those I'm toast.
Rather than buying 0 DT puts for today, you're probably just better at taking whatever money you were going to do it and just lighting it on fire and putting it on Twitter.
Or just send it to Stowe.
Yeah, just give Stoat your money.
One like, one job application avoided. Yeah, please.
It's very true.
Thanks, contrarian.
How much time we have? 13 minutes until the K now go. Just for us to move 3
All right,
points in
Nick.
ES
Over under 30 points on the algo
for
range.
NQ.
Yeah.
Under.
Under?
Unless we break the range before it, under.
Uh-oh. Nick's here to scold us. I mean, Jim's here to scold us. Eh.
You guys ain't going nowhere.
See? If you don't think Jim will make me, XY, and Stowe stay on stream all weekend during the holiday, you guys are wrong.
He won't let us see a single firework. Not a single one. He's gonna lock us into a room and just blare eagle noises on the speakers. So I'll send you $500 if we hit it. Gary, hey Gary, you gotta be careful. Stowe gets the best trades. Risk-free money. $500 if we hit a new low a day.
I mean, I will give Stowe $500 if we go trade back to 62.50 or something. Just anything to leave this range.
Darty says, you don't need to see them. You are the firework. Thanks, Darty. I hope you like the stream.
The only thing that might save us is if I try to long this right now.
Yeah, everyone thinks the market's waiting for news. We all know what it's waiting for. Here on this stream, we know what it's really waiting for.
It's waiting for my entry, exit, and stop.
Yeah, I doxed you, volume profiler. My bad. Yeah, you can get off the burner account now. But like the stream before you do.
Yeah, if you
Is
have burner
Stowe long
accounts.
is the question? Stowe has been long since market open, guys. I promise you. I bet you. That order fill photo killed me, man. He has not seen a price today that he hasn't liked. Hi, I'm new here. How about OrderFlow Labs? How about it? It's good. It's cool. Some stuff here. Tape reader. Like to like Delta. Okay, the thing, guys, also
An
is
upgrade.
everyone is more focused on the executional tools that OFL provides. To me, the biggest value is actually the automated MGI stuff. I
Mhm.
can get on a chart at whatever time I do, and you guys know I get to the markets late, and things are plotted for me, right? Ranges, um, like overnight levels, prior day levels, the IB, everything, even a high time frame, right? All of the high time frame stuff, the information that I look for planning, you can set them to be plotted for you in an instant. So you don't I don't have to spend much time marking things up and all that stuff. I get on, I look, the information's there, and I'll do what I want with it. It's a huge quality of life upgrade. You never really see me mocking up a chart for any other reason than actually just drawing a zone on a high time frame. And I
Chris, you
do that
long
very
612 this morning?
612. Did we even trade
I was
612
gonna say
today?
I
Like
was at
that, is
my
that
desk. I think we were
pre-market?
already at like 650.
That's pre-market. Yeah. Oh, it's after that failed attempt prior day low.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was good, that's
I
such a
was on a
good
walk with the
opportunity.
baby during that time, so
That's an expensive walk.
I guess so. I don't know if I would have longed it, but
That's
maybe.
such a
We'll never
good,
know.
it's a really good setup. How much is OFL? I think it's on sale, 50% off. So, do you use standard OFL settings? Yeah, look, solo trader. I use default settings because I hardly know how to open up a chart book. You guys would be surprised at how little I know in terms of how to properly do things. And if I can make money, you can make money. I literally just use default settings, and that's the way it is. How much is that? I don't know, man. You got to check. Um, Go to orderflowlabs.com. It'll be there. What is EOD recap? Oh, that's Job's thing. He does end of day recaps for everyone in the Discord. Um, yeah, there's a lot of educational stuff, guys,
Mm-hmm.
in the Discord. It's actually insane. I'm in there twice a week streaming too. So there's a lot of content, live streaming, this and that. So yeah, I do 2 days a week in there, live streaming some trading and stuff.
This is gonna
Yeah,
break.
VWAP is also a part of the automated thing, so it's just way more simple. Best years of trading, every year has been better than the last for me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because of sizing. I'm just scaling up year after year. But I think my favorite year still is 2022 because you can just click sell and you've instantly made tons of money. Like that was what a time. What a time.
Oh man,
I
it
could
was
wake
pretty
up,
simple.
get to desk, and we're trading the lows, and I could be like, I'm gonna sell this. And then it just works. Yeah, 2022 was a time.
Yeah, it took me way too long to adapt kind of post inflation cycle in like October, November, that suddenly the regime had changed.
Hmm.
I was just late on the pedal of understanding that we're probably after however much we corrected for that entire year that the party was over. Everyone was buying.
Yeah, that correction was extremely drastic though.
It was, but it was
It was
easy.
crazy.
But I was still in my first year trading futures basically during 2022.
Yeah, my start, I remember funded my broker. The first one was April, somewhere in April 2021. And then you guys know that story.
So NQ just immediately bought at the bottom of the range.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes till algo and they're still just
Still buying it.
nope, nope, nope. Yeah, Fatfish, what a testimonial. What a testimonial. I have male pa pattern baldness, and OFL allowed me to afford plugs. Money well spent. You, you guys hold fart coin? I don't even know what that is. Honestly, I've been seeing that everywhere. I I don't know anything about crypto, guys. I don't even know how to buy crypto or sell it or so, even if someone came to me, got some insider tip, like you got to get this coin now. I don't even know how to start to buy it, honestly. Um, Does OrderFlow Labs provide training and education on their tools? Absolutely. They
Yep.
do deep dives on every single tool. They give you examples of how to apply it, certain environments too, things like that. Yeah. Everything you could need pertaining to order flow is literally in there. So that's exactly what someone who created it would say.
I mean,
Not biased, guys.
wasn't there that thing that came out that mortgage lenders have to now start considering crypto as an asset? So now anyone that actually holds some of those meme coins, those can be considered actual value towards your the ratio formula that they use.
Yeah, imagine one day you can take out a loan against your fart coin portfolio. That'd be the day.
And
Yeah, I'm
if those
borrowing
go to
against my
zero
crypto
and
portfolio. It's just fart coin in there.
yes, my your mortgage is backed by Fartcoin.
Waiting for you guys telling me that go short. Yeah,
I
we're
mean, I
also
keep
waiting.
thinking it's gonna happen and they just step right back in on the bid.
Yeah, we've been waiting
We've
to.
moved a whopping like 3 points this entire hour, guys. And yes.
Yeah, right before our stream, I messaged Nick. I was like, Nick, what are we gonna do today?
And apparently nothing. We're gonna stay in the range and we're gonna talk about Fartcoin backed securities.
Fartfolio? Gary? No. I call it the gas chamber. Borrowing against the gas chamber. Is this short squeeze or short covering? I think it's nothing. It's actually nothing. I
I think
think
it's
the
just low
market,
volume.
someone has to turn it off and turn it back on again.
And someone
Yeah.
asked me a question on Sunday about trading all-time highs. Like this is a good reason why I think I was talking about it. It's really difficult, and you get days like this, and it's just you kind of just bash your head against the wall and are trying to force action, which is exactly what you could have been doing this entire last hour since we've been on camera.
Yep. Even looking at the leg to leg, the higher end of the range, it's full of buy delta, and the lower end is full of sell delta. It's just locked into the range. No one's getting continuation.
They're gonna take it for wait for the algo, and then probably still do nothing.
Nick, I guess we gotta find something else to talk about. What are you eating this weekend? What are you making?
Well, my half steer got delivered on Monday. So now I have an absurd amount of meat in now two freezers because I did have to purchase a second one because my wife didn't appreciate the kitchen freezer being full of nothing but steaks and ground beef. So I went and got another fridge freezer for the garage, and we're all good. So I'm gonna probably be grilling something
Yeah,
because that's
don't
all I'm gonna be eating is red meat, I
guys,
guess, for the next year.
don't ever let anyone tell you that Nick doesn't make money. This guy, earlier this week, he literally messaged us and he's like, guys, yeah, my meat just came in and I don't have space in my fridge, so I need another one. I'm like, that's the most first world problem
First
thing
world
there
problem.
is.
I don't
Like,
have a second freezer. I
guys,
already
we've
have a
got a
second freezer. I
problem.
don't have a third freezer.
We've got a problem. I'm overstocked on food.
That is a first world problem right there.
Flexing his garage fridge. Yeah, no,
Attention
that's
traders, it's algo time.
I think garage fridge is almost on the level of not having a phone case. See, there are subtle signs of true wealth.
I mean, that or you have kids. Like every parent I know has a garage fridge for just random beverages, juice boxes.
Yeah, you open it, it's just full of juice boxes.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Mine's currently full of meat and Topo Chico and water, apparently.
Hey, is treetop still a thing? Remember treetop apple juice?
I don't know.
Man, that
I
thing was
just
so
know
good.
I just know Capri Sun is still out there.
And then we had Danimals, dude. Did you guys I mean this is in a California thing, right? The Danimals yogurt drinks and
I
stuff like
remember
that.
those, yeah.
Dude,
But
those
they're
are so
it's
good.
just the first ingredient is probably high fructose corn syrup, but you know, heck, we all drank them in the 90s. It's fine. We're all still here.
Yeah, chat. All these guys, out of the four of us, all these guys make food and they post about it all the time. And then you got me, can't really cook.
Waiting
So
for
I
the
just kind
Dodgers
of
to
look at
win.
their photos and I'm just like, yeah, I'd eat that. Yeah, that looks good. I think the only photos I send these guys are like casino chips here and there.
That and the random frosty beverage from vacation.
Oh yeah, casino chips or like a glass of wine or like some whiskey. But yeah, nothing else.
Oh gosh, we really did nothing on the algo.
Oh yeah, we had the over under. You took the over on the
I took the
30?
under.
Under on the 30?
I said
Okay, so we
under
got
30.
835. Nah, it is under. It's well under. Dude, yeah. Lunchables, um, Uncrustables, dude, those PB&J Uncrustables. And it's not till like, just a few years ago, I learned that they were like 500 calories, but they are really good. Yeah, the
We're not doing
Lunchables, man. I used to, dude, my pizzas used to look clean. I used to spend some time making it look perfect. Three pepperonis per, evenly distributed cheese and the sauce. I'm getting hungry. Oh, ES is going for new highs.
and Q not moving.
And Q's locked in that range. This is,
This is awful,
I
guys.
have never seen this much of a locking into a range, like even down to the delta. You try to inch outside, you're met with
Yeah.
this. You try to inch outside the other way, you're met with all this. Like it's just like this is the for real. We'll call it the you ain't going nowhere setup.
Yep. This is the gym setup.
This is the gym setup right here. This is what happens when you don't give us enough likes. So please give us some likes before Jim gets in here and yells at us right now on air live.
I mean, we've been in a 4-point range this entire time.
Looking at this price, it's the perfect soundtrack, man. Do you know if I can get that Delta history on MotiveWave? It's on MotiveWave. Yeah, tape reader.
Yeah.
It is on MotiveWave.
No
No
position today.
position?
Unfortunately, no.
All right, I'll short this right here and you long the bottom.
What am I
I'm
doing?
short 830 and you're long 820.
I
Deal.
want to be long
We'll meet
H1.
in the middle. Contrarian says one more push higher to grab liquidity before sell orders come in. I think everyone is at home, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's in the office. I think a good tell too is okay, MOC, the algo is market on close, right? That's when they're closing all the orders. And if the market doesn't move, it means there weren't any orders to close.
Yeah, I didn't even see what the number was, but
I'm
I'm
going to
sure it was pretty
theorize
low.
that right now. There are just simply no orders being put in. So ES is going for it still. Not a perfect high. Not yet. That'll do it.
There we go, new high.
Yeah, so whoever was short earlier and said they covered too early, now you can enjoy your weekend knowing that you covered right on time. Only liquidity getting grabbed is a beer. Yeah, I imagine Stowe during this whole thing has got one hand, like beer in one hand, and clicking buy at every single price in the other hand. ICT did not trade no stop to hunt by market makers. Yeah, look, all right, guys, we're here with the OFL gang. We're gonna harp on the ICT stuff a lot, but if it makes you money, it makes you money, man. But do not get it twisted. We will continue to harp on it. Another high.
They literally waited till the last 5 minutes to give us anything.
Yeah, there has been no indication that the market wants lower this entire 90 minutes. And so, you know what? That's what you get, chat. You got a masterclass on patience.
I mean, from
On
when we came on the
patience
air,
and discipline.
yes, which is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, ES all week has been the one yanking NQ up by the collar, right?
Yeah.
They've been the stronger product, so.
All right, guys, good job.
Jim, can we get a like check? Where are we at?
I was going to intervene, but by the time I checked, I didn't want to check too early because I just didn't, I was trying to take a nap and I didn't want to get upset. But no, we did it, man. We got over 200.
We
Where are we at
oh,
now?
we did it.
226.
226.
226?
Yeah, that's
Man,
respectable.
I might never trade on stream again. Works better than actually trading.
In all seriousness, no, this was a good lesson for folks. I mean, sometimes you just got to be patient and nothing happens. And this is the best, most boring job in the world.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Best, most boring job. If you're doing it properly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's just nothing.
Yeah. Until I just chimed in. Great discipline this afternoon. And that's what
Hey,
it's
Deli.
about, man. Discipline.
Yeah. We appreciate that.
For sure.
Regretfully didn't we couldn't give the people interesting content, but there were just no inputs for a short, and I made the decision we're not getting long up here. So
But this is the best, most entertaining stream on this World Wide Web.
is it gin o'clock? Jim,
Martini o'clock.
you is gin your drink of choice?
Melfi's, baby, right from Italy.
It's a gin drinker. Huh? Yeah,
Melfi straight with a squeeze of fresh lemon. That's it.
Gin is my number two after whiskey.
What's your favorite whiskey?
I would say Lagavulin 16. It's like super smoky.
Hmm.
I really like smoky whiskeys, so they do it real smoky.
I bought one of those little smokers for my whiskey, that you put the.
Oh yeah, they don't work too well, huh?
No, I had when I first moved to Charlotte, I had a bunch of the young brokers from NinjaTrader fly down. We went to the like Coca-Cola 600 or something. They came by my place and we almost burned the house down trying to make this thing smoking.
Yeah, I remember I got this one drink. We were at like a steakhouse somewhere in Vegas, and then they had this specialized they kind of made a whole thing about it, like, oh, this old fashioned is or this whiskey is so for real. You're getting obviously I forget what bottle, but it was a good bottle, right? And then they're like, oh, we're putting 8.5 Wagyu fat infused and it's
What?
gonna be so smoky. They brought it to me in a big old like thing. And you lift the lid and it's like all smoke is coming out. In my mind, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be the one. I drank it. I'm like, okay, it just tastes like whiskey. I don't get any A5 oil. There's none of that. And all the smoke that I'm tasting is because I just inhaled it from the smoke coming out. Like, so I was
So
like,
you order it again.
Oh
I
man.
don't know about this. But yeah, I really
Good.
like smoky whiskeys. And then
Wow.
gin, you've got like I really like mezcal is it, and then Negronis, those are like more smoky.
Yeah.
Negroni is the gin drink, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are
You got
really
need some Campari in there. You need some sweet vermouth, and you got one.
yeah. So that's my thing.
Not that I know a lot about mixing drinks.
Yeah, Wagyu, you read that, you're like, oh, this is for real. It's gonna be good. It's just
Uh,
tasted like the whiskey and inhaled smoke. So I think it was like $45. So I that's a bad trade. That was a loss
Yeah.
on that trade for sure.
So did you guys see the E-mini S&P closed right at that Jack's 3 level, all right, 62.75. Only two 30-minute candles traded through that time frame, and then that ended up the point of control. So
Interesting.
this market decided where price happiness was, and just hit it at the end. That's pretty incredible.
I didn't even realize we were closed. I was
You're
thinking
talking
about the
about your
drinks.
Wagyu whiskey.
We were talking I was reliving the bad trade all over again.
I'm taking I was just trying to take my mind off because I don't hear a drink being shaken downstairs yet, so I'm a little concerned.
Hey, you know what? Where's Tracy at? She used to do the whole mice down, drinks up.
Oh,
We need
I
to
know. She's
we need
got
to
to.
bring it back.
We got to. All right, you guys are influencers. You got to influence her. I'm gonna put the. I'm gonna get her in a headlock. We got to get that mice. Is it? It's mice
Do
down,
it or
drinks up.
else.
It's a. It was a. It's iconoclastic. It is iconoclast. She's
Yeah.
iconoclast. Yeah.
Every single Friday at the close. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna hit her up. Anyway, great job, you guys. Have a great holiday, man. We already talked about plans a little bit, but anything super special?
No, just chilling for
We'll
me at
be
least.
I will be on dad duty all weekend. So wife will be recovering, so that'll be fun. We're gonna lay low. It's gonna be real hot here. Probably will set up a splash pad for the baby and cool
Hmm,
off myself.
very awesome. All right, guys. Well, listen, you have a great long few days off. Great holiday. Same to everybody in the chat. We'll be here tomorrow morning, though. We do have some interesting stuff tomorrow. And remember, it's non-farm payroll, so we're not done. We're going to finish strong tomorrow. We're going to go all the way to 12 o'clock, starting at 8 a.m. East Coast time. And Stowe is also going to trade after the open as well. So Stowe will be with us from OrderFlow Labs as well. And we've got a whole slew of, again, contributors and guests tomorrow. So hopefully we'll see you then. In the meantime, and if we don't, have a nice 4th of July weekend. But in the meantime, please be safe out there. Be good to each other. See you soon.
See you, chat.
Thanks, guys.